Why should working to break the cycle of trauma be a key component in our criminal justice system? When we define justice for all, in what ways can we define justice through the goal to break the cycle of trauma? What do we mean when we say break the cycle of trauma? 5 things. Provide extensive support structures for traumatized children, instead of sending them to adult prisons. Seek sentences that include necessary mental health and addiction treatments to reduce recidivism. Increase supports available during pretrial detention and upon release. Promote and encourage rehabilitation and expungement services, and work with state government to increase reentry supports. Offer options and opportunities for restorative justice. When we say break the cycle of trauma, we are advocating for an aggressively comprehensive approach within the criminal justice system to interrupt and address the persistent sequence of trauma that leads to crime. We know that many impoverished communities in Cuyahoga County are very difficult to grow up in, and the chances of suffering from adverse childhood experiences are virtually 100%. This type of constant, low-grade trauma robs children and adults of the ability to visualize what their future looks like, and it allows the desperation that already exists in these communities to escalate. An effective prosecutor recognizes these interconnected factors contributing to criminal behavior, including systemic inequalities, socioeconomic disparities, and a lack of access to mental health resources. In short, the elected prosecutor plays a crucial role in fostering an environment that addresses the root causes of crime and actively contributes to the creation of a society that prioritizes positive transformation. Before our current prosecutor's tenure, Ohio was witnessing a statewide decline in juvenile bindovers. In other words, the practice of trying children in adult court and sending them to adult prison. However, since his first full year in office, the Cuyahoga County prosecutor has transferred 436 children to adult court. Meanwhile, Franklin County, a larger county, transferred 75 children. Over 90% of the children being transferred in Cuyahoga County are Black. These transferred youth face alarming risks. They are more likely to be sexually assaulted, prone to suicide, and more likely to suffer from mental illness compared to adults in the system. These children have higher recidivism rates compared to those who remain in the juvenile system for similar crimes. Many tools exist within the juvenile court system to ensure that children who commit serious crimes can be held accountable without sending them to adult prison. The serious youthful offender sentence can be used as an alternative to juvenile bindovers. Here, a child receives both a juvenile disposition and an adult sentence. The juvenile court may invoke the adult portion of the sentence if the child does not rehabilitate during the juvenile sentence. In other words, it is one additional chance for a child to put their life back together at little to no additional risk to public safety. This offers a more comprehensive approach to juvenile justice, aiming to address individual needs and prevent children in the system from becoming adults who commit even more crimes. Cuyahoga County must reevaluate and enhance its reentry services to better support individuals transitioning from incarceration to community life. Research shows that treatment for those with mental illness after reentry lowers the likelihood of future serious criminal activity. Routine outpatient treatment and medications have been associated with a decreased likelihood of arrest among individuals who are coping with severe mental illnesses. These findings underscore the importance of comprehensive mental health interventions in the reentry process to promote public safety and support the rehabilitation of individuals with mental health concerns. Such measures are needed, given that people with mental illnesses are heavily overrepresented in the prison and jail populations in Ohio. Despite a narrow definition of what constitutes a severe mental illness, 1 out of every 5 individuals in Ohio's jails and prisons is diagnosed with such a severe mental illness. Restorative justice can also be used to solve these systemic issues, providing victims and offenders with an opportunity for direct or indirect communication, so that offenders understand the impact of their actions. Restorative justice centers on repairing the harm inflicted and restoring balance. The juvenile court in Cuyahoga County has taken some steps on a restorative justice pilot program, one that the prosecutor's office should support as a tool to empower victims and heal communities. The prosecutor can also interrupt the cycle of trauma through its representation of the Department of Child and Family Services, which has immense power to remove children from their families, even compared with other counties in Ohio. The prosecutor's office has the opportunity to instead provide accountability and support to parents who may need help with their children, preventing those children from suffering from trauma that may lead them into the juvenile justice system in the first place. Breaking the cycle of trauma significantly enhances community safety by addressing the root causes of criminal behavior. Through rehabilitation efforts and trauma-informed practices, individuals are better suited to overcome their past experiences, reducing the likelihood of recidivism. The elected prosecutor is critical in breaking the perpetual cycle of trauma. As prosecutor, I will support traumatized children and make decisions that understand the detrimental impact of sending them to adult prisons. I'm committed to increasing comprehensive support during pretrial and post-release, promoting rehabilitation, collaborating for reentry support, and offering diverse options for restorative justice. Through these initiatives, my goal is to create a justice system that genuinely supports individuals, promoting their rehabilitation and breaking the cycle of trauma so that our community can be safer and healthier. I'm Matthew On, and I approve this message.